You don't wake up one day and realize he stopped loving you. It doesn't happen all at once. It happens slowly, in the little things you almost ignore. The change in his tone, the way he responds, the way he no longer responds, until one day, you feel it, and you can't explain it, but you can't ignore it either. At first, you tell yourself it's nothing. He's just busy. He's stressed. Maybe I'm overthinking. So you adjust. You give him space. You become more understanding. But the more you adjust, the more distant he feels. Conversations that used to flow now feel forced. The laughter fades. The excitement disappears. And suddenly, you're the only one trying to keep things the way they used to be. You start noticing the silence more than the presence. And that's when it hits you. Something has changed. The truth is, when a man falls out of love, he rarely says it directly. Not because he wants to hurt you, but because it's easier to slowly withdraw than to face the reality of what he feels. So instead of words, you get distance. Instead of clarity, you get confusion. Love shows itself through effort, not just big gestures, but the small, consistent things. Checking on you, wanting to talk to you, being present. When that effort starts to fade, it doesn't disappear overnight. It reduces. Gradually, he stops calling as often. Replies become shorter. Plans become inconsistent. And when you bring it up, he makes it seem like you're asking for too much. But deep down, you're not asking for too much. You're asking for what used to come naturally. This is one of the most painful shifts, because it doesn't come from what he says. It comes from how he makes you feel. You begin to second-guess yourself. Before you speak, you think, will this annoy him? Before you express your feelings, you hesitate, because you don't want to seem difficult. So you start shrinking yourself. You become quieter, less expressive, less demanding, not because that's who you are, but because you're trying not to push him further away. And that's when you know something is wrong, because love should never make you feel like you need to become less. You can be with someone and still feel completely alone. That's what emotional disconnection feels like. You still talk, but it's no longer meaningful. Conversations feel empty. There's no curiosity about your thoughts, your day, your feelings. You stop feeling seen. You stop feeling understood. And slowly, the person who once felt like home starts to feel like a stranger. When love is still there, even problems feel important. There's effort to fix things, to communicate, to understand. But when a man has emotionally checked out, he becomes indifferent. Arguments don't bother him. Your absence doesn't affect him. There's no urgency to fix anything, because in his mind, the emotional connection is already gone. And indifference is often louder than rejection. You try to ignore it. You try to explain it away. But that feeling doesn't leave you. It's there when he texts differently. It's there when he's physically present but emotionally distant. And no matter how much you try to convince yourself, something inside you keeps saying, this is not the same anymore. And the truth is, your intuition doesn't lie. It notices patterns your heart is still trying to protect you from. The hardest truth to accept is this: someone can stay in your life and still fall out of love with you. Not loudly, not dramatically, but quietly, in ways that leave you questioning everything. And maybe the real question isn't, does he still love me? Maybe the real question is, why am I ignoring what I can already feel? Be honest. Have you ever experienced this kind of shift?